Hey guys and gals, let's take a look at this guitar ukulele thing by Lego Creator. This is set number 31156 and this set was provided by the Lego Group for early review. I don't know the piece count nor the retail price, so just check the description for that info. And that's essentially what we're going to be building today. And in addition, if you desire, you can build a surfboard, which I was hoping that would be the main model, or a dolphin by a beach. Those are pretty cool alternative builds. Well, today we're going to focus in on this. So, I got bag one, and I have a bag of parts there. And it just jumps right on into the build. Now, we're going to begin with, well, let's not begin yet. Let's open this one up here real quick here. I didn't do this in the initial unboxing, didn't want to lose anything, but here we go. And we got some of these little flexible pieces. Make great power lines. And a couple of these are 1x6x4 brick with arch. So, and this set here has a lot of oddball colors. Now, let's begin. Let's build it. We're going to start with bag one. Yeah, you get a lot of that light royal blue or cool blue or aqua blue and stuff like that. And we got to start with step one, obviously. And that's pretty much what we're doing today. Now, I'll probably be bouncing in and out for a lot, so you'll see the video kind of skipping and jumping around, but that's to be expected. And I got a bunch more stuff coming in. Yeah, it's more Lego. So I'll be doing a lot of reviews. Get this stuff out of the way there, making sure that you can see what I'm doing. And yeah, we got to put 6 of those underneath here. And these little creator sets, this round that I've got, I don't know, they're okay. They're interesting. Because I do more city and cityscapes. I don't really do a lot of this stuff, except for maybe that working TV that I built a long time ago, and a couple of other projects that I'm working for next year. And then I don't know, I may just start trying to do stuff like this just for fun, you know, 3D sculptures out of Lego. Be kind of cool, something different. I may do more of these. I've been talking about putting more mocks on my main channel anyway, so that's a good way to fill it up. And yeah, so far that's pretty good. And you get a lot of these angler plates. You get a 1x2 by 2x2 upwards angler plates, and you get some 1x2 by 1x4 downwards angler plates in that aqua cool blue color. So that's pretty good. Well, I was working on my car today. I'm hoping it's going to dry out in time because I have to be at the dentist on Friday, and well, now it's Tuesday morning. This is a bedside build, so it's obviously late Monday night, early Tuesday, and I thought I'd have time to paint this thing. Well, I don't. And I'm hoping to get everything done by Thursday night, bolted in, the battery installed, the ground wires redressed, everything. I have to go into town Friday. And if not, I'll have to call and postpone. As much as I hate the dentist, I just want to get it out of my life. Well, I started doing this work on my car, and I thought, oh, I should have all that done. Well, I'm not. So, all right. When I did the unboxing on this, there was some tiles with some eyes on them that I can't find. And, like, what would they be using those for? I don't know. I can't even find them. Unless they're black. Oh, they are. I was looking for white. I can't even pick them up. That's how bad they are. So yeah. But this battery tray, though, I had to paint. It was just, I thought it was surface rust. No, it was rusted. I had to really clean the rust off of it. And I just thought I could have some time to get it done, but all this other stuff started happening, and now I'm without a ride. I can't just put the battery in and drive it around. I actually have to have the battery secure, but in addition, I'm going to take out the ground connections and clean everything up, make sure everything is pretty much sealed, and redress everything. And that is going to be not, well, it's not hard, but I'm waiting for paint to dry. It's, rattle can. And I thought, oh, that stuff usually dries fast. Not when it's humid and cold. It's not. So now I'm just waiting for it to cure. So I got it in the house with the heat lamp on it and a fan, and I'm trying to get it to dry out as quickly as possible. Like I said, if I have to, I'll have to cancel. I gotta let them know within 24 hours. But if not, then Wednesday I'll have to contact them. Like, hey, I can't come down there. I only have one car. I have 20 billion computers, but only one vehicle, so I have to get into town. But yeah, that's pretty much what's going on there. And just working around the house, getting things done. Just finishing up daily chores and stuff like that. The sets I'm getting, though, well, I can't even talk about them, but they're it's something that this is funny about the ambassador thing. If I didn't respond back to their email, if I would like to accept an offer, I thought they would just say, okay, Jay's not interested, we're going to move on. No, they're sending me the sets, and I reread the email. If I don't want a set delivered to my house, I have to specifically tell Lego, do not send it. And, I thought, really, usually you have to say yes to get stuff. No, here you have to say no. It's kind of backwards. So Lego will continuously send stuff to me until I tell them I'm not interested or something like that. So if you ever get into that, yeah, you have to learn to tell them no on certain things. It's funny, I know, but that's how it is, I guess. All the same, though, I mean, it's just 3 more sets that I got to put in on here. Yeah, so next year's content's going to be a bit different. I'm thinking I'm leaning more towards doing mock building and doing tutorials more behind a paywall. I'm kind of leaning more towards it. Tutorials, it's just finding time to do them anymore. It's, preserving my ideas. No, you're not supposed to skip a hole there. I could do it now in PDF form. I really don't even need to do video tutorials anymore. I know I do the video tutorials now mainly for your entertainment. But if very few people are watching tutorials anymore, it's hard to say. I got to think on this. Doesn't mean I'm canceling anything yet, but just thinking how to do this in such a way that, because I know a lot of people like watching those, because some are like me. They're visual. Because I'm a visual person, sometimes I prefer looking at a video tutorial versus a PDF. Like if this was a tutorial right now and you just saw that. I've noticed more and more people are just doing this. And I'll give you an example. It's quiet. That's just an example of what they do. They just want to hear the pieces drop and no talking. No talking at all whatsoever. And I don't know if I can sit here in silence. Also, they cut out a lot of stuff. Like they'll do this, they'll jump onto the next piece, and they'll do that without, and it just feels so more informal. It's pure quiet. It's, you know, I use these more as just a venting vlogging style type thing. And I really don't want to do that, you know, because it wouldn't do you any good. Plus, like I said, I'm moving towards live reviews. You know, like so far, this is keeping my interest. This is not something I would normally buy, but like I said, you know, it's keeping my interest. It's not a. It's hard to explain. I kind of want to see, you know, how this goes together. And one thing bad about the European versions of these sets in terms of boxes, they don't give the parts count on them, or on some of them they don't even have a name on them. Kind of strange, I know, but it's like, what's the point? When I'm doing a review, and Lego gives us very little info on this stuff, so when it comes to filling out the forms on this new stuff, I'm gonna be like, it'd be nice if you gave us the press release kit for these, so I know exactly what to say. Instead of saying this guitar ukulele thing, you know, it just makes more sense. But I don't know. I guess Lego knows a lot because, yeah. I guess it does go there. I'm just kind of curious, though, on how this thing is put together. At least it's in 3 bags. So I'll have to learn my musical instrument things, or whatever you want to call them, on what the parts call. I think this is the neck or something. I'm not sure. You're asking, you know, this is something that I thought if I were to sign up for the creator sets, I would be set. Like, I wouldn't have to know the names of things. I could just build and not have to worry about them. I was wrong. Well, that piece was trying to get away from me, but yeah, I just kind of wish I knew more about this stuff. Wish they'd give you history like some of the big, more expensive sets. Yeah, but I read a comment today in my main channel. I got contacted by a viewer. She saw one of my videos and noticed I had a parts list. Asked me if I can do a tutorial of the same build in a different color. Never thought about it, but I thought, you know what? That's not a bad idea. It only gives me more content, but I can come in and do a revision of the build. It's like a version 2, but a different color. Maybe just, or if it, and I think the build in this is pretty good. I don't think I need to change out the parts, but just the colors, and make the tutorial more efficient. Could I build it faster? And I thought, you know what, why not? Maybe I should start doing things like that. So, yeah. I'm thinking about doing rebuilds and just clean up old plans, just clean up all the old building stuff, you know, that kind of thing. And that goes right in there. Yeah, I don't know really We gotta build 2 of these. I don't know really what this is really all about here. Oh wow, we're gonna waste these transparent clear plates and stuff them inside there? Of course it is a 3-in-1, so they're probably used for other things. And yeah, we gotta sandwich them on top of this. Well, they really kind of piece this thing together. Usually I do that with my own builds. If I want to narrow down a part slot, that's what I do. Unless it's something that's structurally, if I'm altering the structural support of something, then I usually don't. Okay, so stick 6 of these in here and a couple of angle things. Yeah, but so far though, it's keeping my interest. It's not like this is a boring set. I mean, if you're heavy into musical instruments, or you can use this for a child's bedroom for like a decor piece. This would be pretty cool. But like I said, I'm not bored with it yet. We're almost getting there here. I was supposed to film this earlier today, but I had to clean you off the camera. I had to clean the camera off today. I haven't been removing videos. I needed to come in and remove. It's the same on the other side. All this stuff. Matter of fact, I was supposed to get a haircut tomorrow. Well, come to think of it, I can't do that, huh? That's why I need to get myself a second car and just use this other one, just, as just a restoring one. Could always rent a car too, lease one out. But I like my own car, I don't want to use somebody else's car and that kind of thing, Wait a minute, hold on. They show this here. Okay, I'm having one of those brain farts again. Yeah, it's supposed to go there. And so I think this one here did the neck and the support. I'll find the official name of a ukulele or guitar. And let's see here. And that's what we have remaining for bag 1. Not too bad. Okay. Let's take a look at bag 2. We haven't any of the stuff in that one bag yet, so if you get this set, don't open up the special bag. I think this was all paper bags. I know some have said they don't like them, but I can't emphasize this enough. When you go through and empty out your paper bags, check everything. Oh, spoke too soon. We need that stuff. You will need it. I will need it too, so we'll both need it. We got to build 2 of these things right here. So I'm glad now I paid attention. This time my brain's working. Oh, we get a couple of these, but one of these has some scratches on it. Kind of a waste. It's like that when I unboxed it, so... looks like this one on the... yeah, looks like this one over here has kind of got a yellow tint to it, and this one over here doesn't. Yeah, Lego, what are you doing here? You're contaminating things. Yeah, I don't know how to play any musical instruments whatsoever. Okay. Yeah, I'm looking for things to do this winter. This comes in light blue. Looks like something you'd use for an ice cream shop. And you'll see a lot of this color in here, so if you're looking for this light royal aqua blue color, whatever it is, it's pretty plentiful in here. I guess we're using the big parts first, making sure I'm recording here. Yeah, but I got a bunch of sets coming in, and I really want to lean more towards this style of review. So everything will be indexed. I think what I'll do when I do this, we'll do the build. But everything will be on this channel. So I'll probably just keep, when I move everything over here, it'll just be the same format actually. And then the main channel would just be left for mocks. Because I notice I get more, sometimes I get more views on these than I do on my main channel. Why? Because here, not only that I talk to you, but we're also examining the set together. Now, some people I've noticed, I can't remember if it was Snowy, I can't remember. One of you had said, you watch these at your job to pass the time away. I'm glad to hear that, you know. I can't do that in my job because, well, I'm very busy. And if I start playing a video, that's when people start walking in. Back before all this other stuff happened, you know, in my life and stuff, when I would work, I would edit videos during my lunch hour. I don't anymore. I would upload a bunch of stuff to YouTube and then just proof it on there. And it just didn't happen like that, so yeah, you got to go over those again. They could have just done away with one of these, but I used to do that, edit my videos during lunch hour, and that was the end of that. But I can't do that anymore because I'm just so busy with other projects and stuff. Sometimes I even work through my lunch break. I used to go out and play Pokemon Go in my free time during lunch, but that rarely happens now. Or go out for a walk. It's just kind of brutal now. Yeah, this is an interesting piece, and these were around back when I was a little boy, so they've been around. This 25-degree slope's been around quite a long time. Not in that color, though. You know, imagine if I was a kid in the 80s with these colors. Like, we had this when I was a boy. Wow, you know, just these parts alone. Kids today are so lucky. Most kids that I know, though, they don't build with Lego because it's not a high-tech toy. I'm not sure adults that do it. I'm missing one of these slopes here, and I hope it's in here because that would be a complete catastrophic error. I only did one bag at a time. My friend Josh was mentioning, well, if you're doing your Lego sets, don't throw away your bags until you are done. And I may have to take up on that because, let's move that out of the way here and make sure, because you never know, you may be missing a piece and it could still be in the bag. So that's what he says. He has a bunch of bags around when he's building a set, but he does not throw them away. And I never figured about doing that. It's a good little tip to share. Especially now with the paper bags, you got to just be careful. So these fit inside of here. You know that Volkswagen Beetle? It'd be perfect for the back windows. You know what? I'm really surprised though Lego doesn't make something like that size. It would be so cool. Okay, I thought this was going to be something magical in here with the little windows. No, you know what we're doing? You're making two more. You're gonna make 4 of these in total, and you're gonna have to cover those up. Why, Lego? Why? You have all these cool parts that we're just burying inside. I don't get it. So far, though, guys and gals, nothing has fallen apart, nothing has disintegrated. So we are doing pretty good here. Or I'm going, it's like 1:30 in the morning, and I'm really surprised I'm still awake. All right. And the little ukulele or guitar is starting to take shape. If fact, I didn't even have dinner tonight. Just thought about that, and I'm supposed to sit back, watch a movie, make some popcorn, eat junk food all night, and never did. I was back here doing some Lego stuff. We got to put those on now. So let's do that. And looks like it doesn't matter which way these go on, just stick them on there. You can see right here. Uh-oh, that's not good. Starting to buckle. May want to start with that in next. Well, there's part of it. I'm going to stick this end on here first. There we go. So yeah, I'd start with this in first and just kind of put it in there. And that's pretty good. That looks really good. Looks real, doesn't it? Okay, then we got the little tuning thing at the top. I think that's what that is. So it's the sides, maybe the tuning mechanism. I'll have to look at the anatomy of a guitar or ukulele and see what to call this stuff when I tag the video in terms of the indexing and stuff. Okay. Okay, one goes up, one goes down. Oh, I see what we're doing. So, place one at the top and one over here. The reason why they're doing that here, opposing corners, because it saves steps. I've done that a lot in my building guides. Now, here's the deal about writing up my own building guides. If I make a mistake, it's easy to change something before I publish it. The only advantage that I do with videos, though, is I can take the camera and record my notes. And plus it helps me remember how to build the stuff. If I ever decide to slow down on doing video tutorials, I'll be doing mostly building guides. That means I'll have to sell them more and more. But I always like to keep a video diary of everything. So if you're on my Patreon or YouTube memberships, thank you. There's only one YouTube member. I have 10 or 12 members on Patreon. But it will be pretty much more exclusives pretty soon. So, I mean, like I said, more action, I guess. Alright, so I'm trying to line it up with the picture here. And now I don't want to switch to all reviews. A lot of people do that. They'll start doing that until you get into the ambassador thing. They'll just start switching to reviews. And I can see why they do that. Because really, what am I doing right now? Mostly set building. The only problem is if I get tons of reviews, I won't be building my own stuff. And that's the only downside to that. You know, I won't be able to show you how to put things together. That's why I'm kind of like, I'd like to, but then again, reviews are a little different. They decay faster. Video decay, viewer decay. I mean, who's going to watch this 10 years later on YouTube? I don't think a lot of people will. Why? Because they won't produce this set anymore unless somebody wants to build this and reproduce his or her own model. And both sides look like they're the same because I'm looking at both steps at the same time. You know, that kind of stuff. So we were all talking on Discord tonight. And it'd be nice if we were all talking about if we all lived closer to one another, we'd all be doing this stuff together. It'd be so nice. except out here, a lot of people just care what's at the end of the bottle. But it would be nice to have a friend or someone that would get into this. I wish I got my family into this, but they're not interested in Lego building at all. Matter of fact, they look at this like this is a kid's toy, which it, technically more or less is. But for me, it's just a way to escape. I don't have to look at a computer terminal. I don't have to play video games. I can just sit back and build something. And some of these sets I can get some information out of. Okay. And that goes rotated around. Okay, the slopes are on this side, so this goes here. Okay, it snaps in that little clip there. So this will snap into there. So that really is strong now. Don't tell me this is going to be working. We'll have to test it and see if it does work. It probably won't, but just, wishful thinking. We got to make 4 of these here. Let's start putting things together. But I just could not get into musical instruments. I knew some people who could play the piano and the guitar and a ukulele and a trumpet. I can't do any of that stuff at all. Just like they can't do a computer programming. Playing a musical instrument is easy. You got to need a lot of practice. So I said, well, the same thing with computer programming. They think that is hard. I'm like, oh no, you just got to do a lot of practice. You got to assign yourself some homework. That kind of thing. Let me swing this over here. And, that kind of stuff. So it's like building with Lego. A lot of the stuff doesn't come to me naturally. I had to learn all this stuff. Okay. So that's what that does right there. Alrighty. And after you stick those in there, step 81 is to rotate it back around. But we missed a tile here. I forgot to put that piece on there. There we go. That's what it looks like there. And that goes on the top of this. So this, it snaps in here. I guess you can adjust it later if needed. Okay, so now step 83, we need one of these. Let's make sure we don't have, okay, I see what we're doing. You know what, these look like something you use for making power lines. What I'm going to do though, it's almost just as easy. Oh, wait a minute, hold on. I see what we're doing. Put this in a bushing on. What I'm going to go ahead and do for sake of discussion, I'm going to just stick this on here now. Ooh, and slowly put these bushings on here. I guess they're doing it for spacing to make it a little easier. Yeah, I was thinking about things to do while I'm off. Surfing's one of them. I just gotta get the car back together. And then, I don't know, maybe go for a hike somewhere. Just gotta find a place to do it. Okay, then the next thing, I'm glad I didn't stick anything else in there because you're gonna need these right here. These must go in those holes in the center there. But thinking about going in for a hike. If I do, I'll take you guys and gals along with me. It'll be on my second channel, but my scenic channel, my nature channel, but I'll have to think of a place first. And I'm trying to think of some places to go. Of course, with the boy, that one's kind of bent. Let's take that off there. I don't like that one. Can I even get it off or no? That one was kind of crooked. But yeah, I'll find something to do, and if nobody wants to go, then that's on them. Sometimes it's like I hear, well, don't you want to stay at home? I'm like, no. I want to be at home. I'm thinking of some fun things to do, you know, things that would be interesting. In fact, one of my buddies was talking about the Boy Scouts, or the Cub Scouts. His daughter wants to get into it. And I kind of wished my parents would have let me join the Boy Scouts and the Cub Scouts, but that's kind of a sore subject, but I've always wanted to do it when I was a kid, and then, you know, they didn't have the money and stuff, and I didn't question them back then. I was like 13, 14, I want to go back into it. They still didn't want me to do it. And of course, you know, 18 is when you age out of it. And yeah, the only way I can get into it now if I volunteer as a scoutmaster. Well, that wouldn't be any fun. I want to do the festivities, not sit and watch. Alrighty. So it's kind of crooked, but I think you're supposed to pull that like that. Oh, yes, you do. Okay, so it's like this. It's kind of screwy looking, but pull it, and that's pretty snug there. Okay, now we're getting somewhere, huh? And that is it for bag 2. I mean, that's we did pretty good so far. Okay, now we are going to move on to bag 3, which is the final bag, and I think we just have an extra one of these. You know, these are good for making power lines or all sorts of stuff, and that is in silver metallic, or if you're using stud, rubber silver. Okay, let's get going here. I want to finish this up real quick. I can go Betty by. It looks like we're building the stand for it now. And some flowers. Now here's some pieces to note. Look at these. You get 2 seashells. You got them in coral, and then you got it in cool yellow. If you're building an underwater theme, these would be perfect for that. So, who have been notified? And plenty of leaf pieces and stuff. I'm going to order some of these. Yeah, you know, about the Boy Scouts and stuff. I always wanted to do that. Just, you know, I remember when I was a kid, it was either too expensive, or I heard excuses, oh, you won't like it. You know, it's for nerds and all that stuff. And I remember hearing that stuff, and I thought, well, what am I doing today? I'm a computer nerd. I program computers. I write software. You know, and oh, you won't like it because you do activities. Well, I've been sitting at home. I was thinking about that today when my buddy was mentioning it. And I was like, you know, I looked it up today and how much it cost. It's only like $75 or $80 registration fee, and it's only a one-time fee too. And I don't know what it would have been in 1980s money, but probably no more than 60. I know some of my buddies that worked through it, and he goes, oh, it was a really fun experience. You know, you get to earn awards and badges and stuff, and learn all the things, go out in the forest and learn all the cool stuff. You know. Now what do you do when you're an adult? You just load up the back of your pickup and you're on your own adventure. I don't know how many of my viewers are into that, though. I'm sure there's some that are. They do, they're always looking for volunteers for it. I mean, I wouldn't mind volunteering, except work schedule. That's the only thumbs down there with that. And I mean, now I could do something like that, but I take off during the winter. Just be something. Wait a minute, hold on. Oh, wait a minute. Okay, I put this brick in there. That's not supposed to. That's supposed to go there like that. I almost made a critical boo-boo there. Yeah, I prefer the outdoors more than sitting inside. Like I said, I'm trying to figure out a way to film this stuff outside. I need to get myself a really good table. Probably something like this, about this size, maybe a 2x2 or a 3x3 table. Then stick the camera in there, and then I can work all the way around it, keep the camera fixed, and just build, you know. And just make these a little bit more exciting than just in the house, you know. All the other Lego guys, they sit in the house building Lego stuff. And I kind of want to just drag this stuff outdoors and just build. Just imagine right now there's birds in the background, there's ambient noise instead of hearing the CPU fan. And the only thing I'd have to worry about is my noisy neighbors blaring out music, and I don't want to get a strike on that. And I don't want to have to mute it. That's probably the only downside. That kind of thing. This looks like it's more of a bass than anything else, just to hold the musical instrument. There we go, we'll call it that, because I don't want to say it's something. I mean, it looks like a little guitar, but it could be a, excuse me, a ukulele. And yeah, I'm starting to get tired. And yes, you're going to have to put together some flowers too. At least it's going to give it more color. And there's some of my tutorials that just lack color. So I try to incorporate that as much as I can. Yeah, but I'm not looking forward to the dentists. Every time I go in there, they find something wrong. And conversely, my health, they don't find anything wrong with that. I got to get a physical done next year. Yeah. Go in there, I'll probably just end up wasting my time. I don't feel like nothing's changed. But it's better to be safe than sorry. And that's it for that. Set it flat now. So now I'm taking it, we're attaching a bunch of accessories to this now. Oh, it's a hollow stud. Not one of these, which you can never get off. Chipping nails and stuff. Oh, what is that? A sprinkler head? So we got to water the guitar to make sure it grows up. So it's a ukulele. We're going to grow it up to a violin and a guitar, and it finally gets to evolve into a bass. We don't know yet. I think that just snaps right there. Turn this so you can see that a bit more. Okay. Yeah, I was thinking about the beach as well, you know, going over there and just kind of relax and get away from the boring computer. All right, so now we got to get a plate here. Take a 2x2 round plate and just shove a bunch of these little plant pieces on here. Trying to hold the yawns in, but man, I'm failing. But I'm going to determine, I may just go ahead and film the review tomorrow and just say, yeah, or I can just do it tonight. I don't even know what time it is. It's 2:15 in the morning, so yeah, that explains why. Okay, so take that. That's kind of a cool color for this. Stick that green on her. Boy, it looks like one of those this piece looks like something you'd see like on a cake where they make those decorations. That does sound good, like an allspice cake with vanilla frosting. And some of these yummy little things you'd stick on that are like the little candies. Right. Stick those right inside those tubes right there. There we go. Looks like something you'd see for botanicals. Looks like an orchid or something. And then we got to stick a horn out of there or a tooth. Like that. Kind of cool if you made a bunch of those. That'd make great botanicals for your office. Okay, so it goes on the sprinkler head. And I gotta have fun, guys and gals. There we go. So that's what it looks like right there. Okay, so it's gonna give us some color here. Yeah, I enjoy sharing the build experience with you guys and gals, and you're really going to have to shove that down in that little hole there. Alrighty. That was a 4-stud long anyways. They don't even tell us the number of this. They do right there. And if I get done with this, I'm just debating if I should do the review at the same time. Don't know yet. Yeah, you get one of these in cool yellow too. That's kind of cool for this piece. Put that at the bottom. I can't even butterfingers, I swear. And that piece on the top. Okay. Yeah, my workbench is getting cluttered. You know what I got to do? I got to clean it off now. I got to pick up all the parts and put them in the right place. There you go. Then we take some of these cool shells here. Just piece these together. We got to make 4 of these. So I'm going to make a template. And then make 3 more. Remember those cooking shows where they say put it in the oven for 350 for 45 minutes and just magically the lady or whoever's cooking pulls it out from the bottom? I already have one done for you. I do that with my tutorials. Like I'll just build one and say, okay, make 4 of them. Then I magically just grab the other 3 and just put them on the table and say, there you go. How do you do that? You only need to do one tutorial. You only need a tutorial on just one. You don't need to do all 4 of them. Oh, yeah, it saves time. Yeah. Okay, I don't think it really matters. I'm going to say it's kind of on the... I'll show you here. I think it's caddy corner. Like this thing's facing straight down. I'm just going to go on the 45-degree ones, the caddy corner ones. That's got some nice color to it there. Alright, so that gets shoved on that. There. That's pretty, huh? I mean, that's got some color to it. So, you know, building just a blue guitar is just one thing, but we're really just popping the color out on this. See? It just looks really good. I can't plug this light in at the moment because I'm using the laptop, so I'm still editing the Monkey Kid sets. Oh, we put the guitar on there now. Now we'll do an exploded view later. I'm just going to set the guitar on it right now here. Okay. And I think the last flower goes on the top of the guitar. Well, maybe we're going to have to tip the whole thing up, huh? Let's just go ahead and readjust now. Yeah, my ring light's already fallen apart. Well, it just did again. I'll show you here. Well, if you can even see it, that right there keeps popping out. It pops out of the little grommet, pops out of this plastic, so I gotta get some epoxy and just refix that on there. I kind of like this ring light thing. It's just, I don't know, I'm just going to say it's real cheaply made. You can probably guess where it's made at. You know, I mean, it slouches and everything else because the threads are not stripped. It's just how it's made. It's just, they have it shoved in some plastic, and I have one in my shop that will work with this tripod, but I would have to do some, I'd have to get a Dremel tool and do some work to it and stuff. Okay. May need to put that light on eventually. This is kind of dark. You can see how much of a shadow, but don't worry, we'll get to that here in a bit. The battery in my laptop's starting to get tired, so I'm kind of just leave it plugged in longer. I used to sit outside and do work-related stuff until I got my noisy neighbors, and I don't want to deal with that, so I just kind of stay in the house. I got the other side of my house, which is really quiet. I have a set of elderly neighbors on the other side of me that just, you don't even hear them out there. And I may just use that side of the house as my relaxation. It's third vehicle parking. It's a slab for a trailer. It's got hookups out there. I just need to go out there and just set up a table and just sit. That's where the barbecue is at and stuff too, so it works out. I just need to get out there and clean. Well, I'm having some construction done. They're going to have to use that site, so I won't be able to use it for another 5-6 months. So, I don't know. I kind of miss it when it was just me here, but then again, it's nice to wake up sometimes and you have a breakfast on the table. And the chores are all shared and everything. Okay, let me put the flower back together. So I'm going to do it the same way. I'm just going to put it on the 45-degree ones, the catty corner ones. Yeah, these are when I would see something in botanical. They're not complicated, but look, it serves a purpose. Now we got a splash of yellow in here now. Okay, so I'm going to hold it like this, and I think it goes on this one here. Oh, that just fell off. Would have been easier if we just put that on there beforehand. I mean, that's what it showed it there. Just about done here. Alright, yeah, this is going to be risky. There we go. And it gets attached on the back of the musical instrument. Whoa, you just spin it around, I guess, and just do that. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this on a turntable. Well, that fell off, Lego. You know what that means. Gotta ding it. Sorry. Why isn't that not going on there? Okay, it goes up here. Still, I can't get that on there without it doing something weird. Okay, stick it on there. You know what, the best way to stick that on there is to face it backwards and just press it on like that. Then just swoop it back up into position, and then we'll just stick this thing here. I don't think it really matters where that goes. Okay, maybe it does. Oh, that just fell off. Okay, I have to ding off points. It was up to a 10 till just now, and it just starting to get all flaky. Probably going to be a 9. Yep, it's going to be a 9.5 because this is being a turd. Somebody's going to say it's a skill issue. No, it's just, it's starting to get pretty fragile here. I think I'm missing one of these horn pieces that went in the middle here. Put that inside of that real quick. I understand why they did this, is to make it look really nice. This looks more like this would be a shelf queen than anything else. And there we go. And yeah, you can see how much color it adds to it. And that's what it is. Looks just like the picture. And yeah, let's see here. And I can't show you any of this stuff because some of this hasn't been released yet, and I hope I get some of these here. I wish I can show which one I want. And this right here is what we have remaining. So I'm just debating if I decide to do this, how would I film it here? Alright, so let's just brainstorm here. How do I film something like this, you know? The best thing to do with this is, you know, I could just bring it up a little closer and show it like that, huh? I don't think I need to do a full 360 spin on that. Like, here's the top. So I would have to raise up the camera just a bit more. And I got to put this on a turntable, but that's how I'm going to do it. And what I'm going to go ahead and do is yank the cord to this now and shed some more light on it here. When I rewired this place, I never thought about adding more stuff in here. This was just meant to be a bedroom, nothing more. So I wish now I would have added 4 outlets in this one. I can still change it, but I don't want to cut holes in my walls. Now you can actually see here, I don't want to saturate the video too much. Okay, so I'm going to just do a really quick tour of this here, or I can do the final one. You know what? Let's do the final tour of this real quick. I'm going to turn that off because the phone adapter thing, this thing did not come with one and it gets super hot. Oh no, I got to find the turntable. Hold up. Alright. So right now we're just setting. Okay. Boy, that's really spinny, huh? It's the guitar that can see everything. Well, trying to get it back the way it was. And don't worry, we're going to set it up where you can see it better. Okay, so I'm trying to get this right in the middle. I don't want to touch it too much because it's got cooties. I'm just kidding, it just, you know. And I got to go check my battery tray and see how well it's drying. But in order to do that, I'm going to film this first. See, here you get to see the behind the scenes. A lot of people charge for this. They put it on their Patreons. And for me, why would I do that? Here's the top right there. And then let's see, I'm going to drop this thing down just a bit more. Oh, I went a little too much. Okay, it looks good. So this index here is going to be setting it up. Okay. Get that all calibrated there. Get the light thing turned on. And now I'm going to flip this on here. Everything's set up right. And now we're going to begin with the actual review. Here is the guitar or ukulele all assembled, and I think this is more of a ukulele than anything else. And you can see it's very bright and colorful. So the body of this looks like this is. Here is the guitar or ukulele all assembled, and it's a really nice, bright, colorful build. I like this aqua blue or light royal blue that they used. You also got the medium nougat and some silver metallic strings. Too bad it doesn't work. Looks like it does. And then we have two sets of flowers here, which gives us added color. And this is essentially what it is here. There's the back. Nothing too exciting back there. And that's it. Bring it up closer, you can see the flowers and stuff. Now this thing really just kind of spins around, but this does come off. Matter of fact, I could just pop this off and show it to you here. You know. And this just comes off too. You could take that off as well and use this as is. And it just rests on this stand here. There's another one of those flowers. That's how they used the seashells for the flower petals, which is pretty cool. And there, I was going to say that should fit back on there. I'm not that sleepy yet. And that's essentially what this is. It's just a display piece, something you put on a shelf. And just by looking at this, this would be a great little build for maybe a cubicle or a bookshelf, maybe like in a family room or maybe in a Lego room or a Lego workshop. For a kid's room, maybe not so much. Maybe if she or he is into musical instruments like playing the guitar, I'm sure this would probably be a really good one here. Other than that, though, it was a very straightforward build. We're going to jump right on in here with the build quality, and up to the most part, this set is a very strong sound build, except at the very end, this flower here was being a problem. I couldn't get it attached to here, and this piece here will sometimes come off, or the pedal will come off. This one's pretty strong, this one not so much, but they're built the same. It's just how they're attached. And that's probably the only downfall of this whole set. Other than that, everything is just easy to follow. You won't get lost on this one. I didn't get lost on. Pretty good there. Build experience in this set was pretty good. It kept my interest throughout the whole build. I wanted to see how all this stuff was attached. So if you're building this set, you're going to be doing some snot methods on the sides, up here, on the stand. There's a lot of places to do snot methods or studs not on top. So there's a lot of things that you can learn from this set. Not a whole lot with play value with the set. Too bad you can't just play this, but Not really a whole lot of play value, but you could probably drop this in a Lego city if you want to use it as a statue. Maybe put some more greenery around, it'd be pretty cool. But it's just merely meant to be a display piece. As far as for mock building, not only there's a good selection of parts in the set, but you could make this into different colors. Make a whole row of these, it'd look really good, or just add more of these flowers. These are pretty nice. So just get some more of these shells. You can make a white version of this, or if any of these shells come in different colors. I think they come in red, I can't remember. But you can do all sorts of stuff and clone these flowers and just make a bunch more to put around and really add some more color to this guitar / ukulele. Sadly, this set can only be built by one person, so it's not like one person builds the stand and the flowers and one person builds a ukulele. I'm sure you can probably divide this up, but it's very unbalanced. So you can't just have one friend build the sides and this, and it all has to be tied together at some point. So I'd say one person can comfortably put this together, but two, you'd have to get pretty creative on what goes where. So it's possible, but I would just say one for right now with this set. So my final score on this set is going to be a 9.5, only just because this right here was falling apart at the very end. I wish I could have gave it a 10. That was the only downfall with this set in terms of build construction, was just that very end spot, the home stretch. This is when it fell apart. Other than that, though, if you're heavy into musical instruments or just like the way it looks, this would look great on a bookshelf. But tell me what you think of the ukulele guitar thing. Honestly, it's pretty to look at. So this may be a keeper. I just have to find a place to display it. But tell me what you think of the set.